Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of CultYap. Basically, yapping by creators for creators, okay? Now, when it comes to content creation, most of the time, you're gonna have to be in front of the camera. And it can be an uncomfortable situation because, not everyone is that confident. But we have the perfect guest to help you navigate that situation. She's a model, a digital marketer, a beauty enthusiast. She's known for her vibrant personality, her love for everything beauty, and of course, most importantly, teaching you how to embrace yourself and practice some self-love and get that confidence up. Nalisa, welcome to CultYap. Period. I love that. I'm so excited to have you here to have this little conversation. Okay, I'm gonna go straight into it. Okay, you've been in the game for a hot minute. You've been around, girl. So when I think of content creators that advocate for, body positivity, self-love, confidence, I think of you. How does that make you feel?
Honored. I'm very honored, actually. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that's so great. Now, you've been doing this for a while, like I mentioned. Has your journey as a content creator changed that much from when you've started and where you are right now?
Oh, definitely. It's changed a lot. Like, beginning of my career, I was more gung-ho. I was very gung-ho and talking my story. But now I guess I've made a name for myself. I don't have to explain myself a lot. I'm comfortable at this place where I'm at. And yeah, but the thing is, it's very tiring because you have to be very disciplined on content creating, on telling your story. You gotta be popping new ideas. Yeah. You gotta go to locations. You gotta go to events to network. It's rewarding but tiring.
Yeah, people like to see the glamour part of it, right? Like, oh my goodness, she's in front of a camera, she's attending events, she's meeting all these famous people.
but they don't know this. They don't know the mental breakdown.
It really is, right? And sometimes you get the burnouts as well because, everyone else around you is constantly coming up with ideas because everyone's trying to hustle here, let's be honest. Yeah, so trying to keep up is exhausting to say the least.
Yes, it's very exhausting. I mean, my job is definitely not harder than compared to a full-time job. Please, that is, if I were to go back to corporate job, I'd be like, because I was a corporate girly, so I know what it takes. So I'm very comfortable. I like the flexibility that I have right now. I like how I have more time, but also your brain is constantly on work because you're on your own. You're freelancing. You're on your own. I have a manager, and my manager also rely on my work.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, and then okay, can I pay next month's rent? Or oh my god, savings. Oh my god, taxes. Oh my god, this.
Oh my god, I feel like giving you a hug. Because I'm going through the same exact thing.
It's not only me, it's all of us. Content creators, especially freelancers.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it looks glamorous, but trust me, it's not.
It's hustle demi hustle.
Okay, now for you specifically, you have over the years definitely focused on body positivity. Okay, that's something that is really important to you. I see you advocating it all the time. Was that something that you immediately knew that you wanted to focus on? Because some people take some time to figure out their niche. Okay, some people start out doing random stuff and then they find something that works with them. But how did you approach your entry into content creation?
I mean, I think I use my body image issues and everything as a story.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm not a beauty person. I don't know how to do makeup, all that extravagant makeup.
You do your own makeup today?
I do.
You look great.
Thank you. But simple makeup. I don't know how to do eyeshadow. My eyeshadow blending is still mediocre at least. So there's already I'm not pro in that. And then I already have a story, which the story relates to a lot of women out there. So I use social media as a platform to just tell my story because I used to blog. So I used to blog a lot of stuff and everything. I used to blog about my body issues. I used to tweet a lot as well about that and tweet about politics, social justice, and including body positivity and everything. And Instagram was a perfect place because it's visual.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Everybody, They just want to see. They just want to see what's up.
Because if I want to talk about my body image in blogs or in tweets,
It's hard.
Yeah, they can't imagine it. They can read it, but they can't see the visual. Like, what are you insecure about? But in Instagram, they can see my body. They can see whatever that I'm insecure about. They can see my scars. They can see my stretch marks. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. So, did you was there a moment of apprehension? You're talking about something that is very personal to you, like you said, your body image issues. Was there a moment where you felt, damn, am I really putting all of this out there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Of course, because I want to be a mysterious girl.
Don't we all?
I want to be a mysterious girl. So I'm like, this is my bread and butter. I need to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but the thing is, of course, I'm insecure. I'll be like, oh, do people really give a damn? Like, do people really want to see this? Do people really care? But I was like, you know what? F it. F it. You know what? If people resonate with it, cool. If people don't, nah. And surprisingly, I receive a lot of feedback. People resonate with it. People relate to it. And I'm like, okay, I think this is what people really want to see. Vulnerability. People that relate. Because like them, also me, I see people with airbrush photos everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
So it's refreshing for people to see people with acne scars, people with scars, stretch marks, people are not skinny.
Yeah.
People are like, oh my God, there's other body types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because literally, you don't see it represented in media at all. I
No.
completely relate to this. But my version is, I got into content creation wanting to do content for deeper skin tones. And that was literally that first thing, that first step. Okay, I don't see that many people that are doing it. And I was worried too, oh my goodness, are people going to watch this?
Yeah.
Do people even care? If you don't look like me, do you even care? But once I started doing it, I'm like, wow.
Yep.
The amount of people that actually get back to you and they're so thankful and they're so happy. Finally, there's somebody there, right?
Yeah.
It's great. So you mentioned something very interesting earlier. You said when you started posting, you were worried, are people going to resonate with you? You weren't really worried about oh, what are people going to say about how I look? Was that a concern for you?
I was just worried of, do people even care?
For how?
Am I yapping too much? Am I putting too much of myself out there? I don't really care if people like me or not. I'm used to that. I was in Twitter world of a cesspool where I received a lot of threats. And
if you came from Twitter, you're built different.
I am built different, girl.
People on Twitter?
No, whenever my friends, my social media friends are like, oh, I received negative comment, I'm like, be on Twitter. Be on Twitter.
If you want to build a thick face, that's where you go.
Be on Twitter.
Yeah, people be saying all kinds of things to you, man. It's crazy. So, did you feel maybe a little, I'm sure there was a time where you were getting used to putting yourself out there and, getting comfortable to, now you just don't think about it at all. What was that process like? Was it like a steady process, or was it like an up and down? How was it?
It's steady, but there's also ups and downs.
Okay.
It's a slow rise. Of course, there'll be days I'll be like, because you're content creating, you're looking at yourself, editing videos. So if in a glance, you're like, oh, I look cute.
Yeah.
But once you start to edit the pictures, edit the videos, you keep on staring at yourself for so long, and then you find your brain just finds any flaws. Suddenly you're like, ew, why are my teeth like that? Ew, why my nose like that? Why my teeth like that? And then, but I'm like, you know what? Post, just post. And sometimes I'm like, if I'm feeling that, I just post and I just leave my phone.
Exactly. You post it, throw it away.
I'll come in another hour. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
and then
that's so real.
Yeah, and then I realized that a lot of people that are looking at content, they have a lot, they are short memory span. They don't really nitpick because they just look at your content, oh cute, it's a picture, they're like, oh cute, okay, like, scroll. Or video, they just see one time and then they'll comment or whatever, that's it. But for me, if people were to nitpick whatever, I'm like, have a life.
Yeah.
Get a life.
For real,
yeah.
right?
How many times are you watching this video, girl?
And also, this is a person on the internet. You shouldn't be caring this much.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, so if I receive negative comments, I'm like, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't nitpick people like that. Unless it's obvious.
Yeah.
Straight up to the camera like that. But yeah.
Even if you nitpick, it's something you kind of think about in your head, right?
Yeah.
Some people think about it, they actually use their fingers and type it out.
Right, damn.
Insane, right?
Go outside, touch grass. God dang.
Oh my God, I absolutely relate. So, did you ever have a time when, you mentioned you are constantly looking at yourself 24/7 when you're editing or even when you're looking at your like social media and whatnot? Did you ever have a moment where you were kind of hyper fixating on something like so unnecessary, but then you kind of caught yourself?
Yeah. That is a very common problem with content creators.
Yeah.
Because like we say, we edit everything. It's not like we take a photo and ask somebody to edit for us.
Exactly.
Not like maybe big time influencers.
Correct.
Small fishes like us, we do everything on our own. So of course, we hyper fixated. Suddenly I look at my nose and be like, why so big? Why my nose like that? Why my eyes like that? Why is my eyebrows like that? And everything. But like I said, I just post and be like,
Yeah, I feel like that's the only way to go about it right now. That day I was recording myself like at a lower angle and I was looking at my teeth and I was thinking to myself, damn, I really need to wear my retainers. I was like, oh my goodness, I spent all this money. See, exactly. Yeah. It's all in your head.
Yeah, it's all in your head.
It's all in your head. Oh my goodness, yeah. So let's go. Another part of content creation that people don't see is you gotta go to the ground. You gotta work on ground. You gotta go for events. People want you there. People want your coverage, to show all your followers what's going on. So have you ever been at an event where you felt unwelcome? Or maybe a little like, oh my God, am I being judged right now? Like, have you ever felt that way?
No.
No?
No.
Your experiences have been great so far.
No, I mean, there are experiences where people are like a bit cold, but I'm like,
You're like, that's how you handle it lah.
I'm getting free stuff.
Fair enough.
I'm getting free stuff.
Fair
If you don't
enough.
welcome me, why invite me in the first place?
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's true. How about from like your peers?
Peers, no, because I'm very selective with people. I think I've grown up. I'm in my 30s,
Okay.
so I know how to like approach people. If a person don't really like me, whatever, I'll be like, whatever.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't want to waste my time and my energy. I don't want to kiss ass. Can I say?
It's okay, you
I
can.
don't want to kiss ass because
Yeah.
it's tiring, and I'm not a person that kisses ass.
Understood.
Yeah, so if you like me for real. If you don't like me, okay, stay away from me. I'll stay away from you.
At least you know the connections that you do make are genuine,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I don't want to constantly be in my PR voice. Like, hi.
God.
Yeah, oh my God.
I think we all have the same PR voice. When you go to an event, you're like, oh my God, hi. Yeah, we're all guilty.
I'll
of
try
that.
once, but if I'm not feeling your energy and they're not feeling my energy, and then if I see them in events, I'll be like, the most I'll do be like, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just be cordial, just be nice.
Just be civil.
Get your shots, get your pictures, get your videos, and
Yeah.
get it out there. Okay.
Yep.
You mentioned that you approach things differently now that you're in your 30s. So how different was it when you were in your 20s and like starting out in your content creation like journey? Were you, like nicer or talking to people more?
I was a people pleaser.
She a PP?
I'm a PP.
Okay.
Because I wanted the people to like me. As much as I say that I don't care.
Yeah.
But I want to be up there. I want to be known and everything. So I was people pleasing. I was doing a lot of jobs. Even though the jobs I did, I don't really feel like it. I don't really feel the brand. It's not my brand as well. But I just did it because I want to be out there and
Yes.
the payments and everything. But now I'm very selective on what I represent. And also, I'm very nonchalant about it. Like, if a brand doesn't want to work with me, I'm like, oh, okay, there's another brand that wants to work with me.
Exactly, right? You don't want me? It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, cool, whatever. There's thousands of brands out there. I'll try to make another relationship with them.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So if somebody is completely new to content creation, right, would you give them the advice of do everything, put yourself out there, or would you tell them to be selective from the start?
Selective from the start.
Yes?
Not too selective. Work with brands that are not known to you yet. But if they resonate with your brand, yeah, okay, but you haven't heard with that brand before, okay, maybe give them a shot. But be selective in a sense where if a brand were to give you, because when you're starting out, when you have like very little followers, brands will give you stuff for free exposure. Don't post everything.
Yeah?
Don't post everything. Recently I told my friend that because she was complaining about how she tried to make a relationship with this brand and this brand gave her a cold shoulder. And I told her, like, don't give them everything. Why are you breaking your back on doing this content? Because her content is gorgeous, like camera, not iPhone.
Oh man, a camera?
Like SLR.
She's serious.
Yeah, and she edit on her laptop.
Oh my god!
You don't use CapCut, girl? What?
You know it's serious and then whip out the laptop, right? Oh my god!
And I asked her, is it paid? And she's like, no, she just gave me. I'm like, stop.
No.
Stop.
For free?
For free. I was like, no, I want to be in a relationship with them. I'm like, okay, is this the first time? I'm like, no, I've already messaged them a couple of times and they gave me a quote. So I'm like, stop. No.
Wow.
As much as you like that brand, you like their product, if they don't give you, if they reciprocate the same energy, stop. Stop giving them free marketing.
Yeah.
Because that's your energy.
Correct.
That's your creativity out there.
Yeah.
And you're giving them free marketing? No, please. Please be more selective.
I've been like pressured recently. You know, I keep seeing everybody like, you know, with their cameras and all that. And I'm like, so am I supposed to join this train? Like, I don't want to.
All the like semi-DSLR cameras, right? And I'm like, how you carry all that camera with a small ass bag?
Nalisa, I once saw somebody come with a camera with the flash thing. Like, not the normal flash thing, like, you know, like a little cone.
Yeah.
And they were taking pictures, and I was like, oh my goodness, I look so unserious. I look so unserious.
I'm like, oh shit.
I know, right? Every time I do that, I'm like, I take my phone and I'm like, okay, change to 4K now. And that's what I do,
Yeah,
literally. Oh my god. So yeah, word. New content creators, you know what's up. Don't do work for free.
No.
Don't do it.
Do
Okay.
not.
Now let's go back to, you know, talking about one of the biggest things that happened in your career. You made history by being the first plus-size model to walk KL Fashion Week. Girl.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, what was your experience like, especially at a time and an industry that was still kind of half-assed about, you know, being diverse with their bodies and their models that they're using during their runway shows?
Exciting, but it's still the same though.
It's still the same?
I mean, the industry is still the same.
I mean,
to be honest.
I was going to bring it up, but I was waiting to hear what you had to say.
To be honest. I mean, when I did that, 2018, it was the rise of body diversity.
Yes.
It was all the rage. Every brand from international, from here, wants to hop on the body diversity. Every campaign, there's a different types of bodies. I wish they were more consistent.
Yeah, I completely
I
agree.
wish they were more consistent. I was excited. I was like, yeah, okay, body diversity. Yeah, okay, more plus size girls, more this, girls, more that. I think after pandemic, died. I think the brands are already like, we already did that. Tick.
That's insane. So you can say that you personally feel, do you agree that it seems a little bit performative?
Oh, very.
Yeah?
Very. I mean, there are brands that are consistent. Props to them. I always give their flowers to them.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of brands that are like, oh, cute.
That's it, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's it? Seriously?
I was like, oh, that's it? Oh, okay. I mean, I understand about, because fashion, they're not, it's a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
And it's very superficial. And I understand why a lot of like magazines or campaigns, they don't do plus size or body types that are not standard, like skinny. But do better. And also like magazines, they don't do a lot of editorials because a lot of brands that's here, they don't carry the sample size above small.
But how is this still a thing in 2024 though?
I don't know, ask them.
It's kind of crazy, right? Like, how are we having this conversation in 2024?
I don't know, because like, to say, oh, the brands don't have size, not really. I mean, I'm seeing girls plus size models. Paloma Alisa just won Model of the Year last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're on Vogue, they're on Elle, they're on everything. And why is Malaysia still lacking?
Yeah. You know, I'm not saying, I'm not putting it on the same level, but I really resonate with this because it's the same with the beauty industry, like in Malaysia, right? Because these brands, they carry the shade range.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, they carry the shade range, but just not in Malaysia. And I've spoken to people, like I've spoken to like marketing people, like international marketing people for the brand, right? And they're asking me, oh, I'm surprised we don't carry the shades here in Malaysia. I see so many people walking around, and I'm like, girl, go back and ask your team.
Ask your clients.
Yeah, ask them, because you know, I see a market. I speak to the market, you know, and the fact that you are saying like, oh, you know, it's just not in Malaysia, we can't sell it. It's not like we can't market it. That's the reasons I've been getting. So to me, it just sounds like a...
It's not selling because people can't buy.
Exactly. They just don't. They don't see it.
Girl,
You know?
when Fenty Beauty launched the shade range, when I went to Sephora, it was sold out. What do you mean?
It was sold out to the point that I couldn't find my own shade. You know,
There you
and
go.
I was so happy because I'm like, what a great problem to have, you know? Yeah, but to hear like these reasons in 2024, it just seems like it's just a reason. It's just like an inconvenience
It's
for them.
an excuse.
Oh
I
my
find it
God.
an excuse. And then recently I did a content for high fashion beauty.
Oh, all right, okay.
Ask
And
for my shade because I like my foundation to be like match. I don't like it one shade darker,
of course.
lighter. I like it match like my skin. Went to the booth and they said, "Oh, we don't have your tone, your shade." I'm like, I am beige, bro. I'm
insane.
beige. Like you don't have my tone. What are you talking about? So what about darker girls?
exactly.
Oh, this is the darkest we can be. I'm like, this is the light. I'm like, oh my god.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been to events where they try to substitute products for me because I'm like, I'm so sorry we invited you, but we don't
We
have the
want
shade.
your coverage.
I know, right?
But we cannot cater for you.
Yeah. So when that happened, I immediately told myself, like, you can go back and post about it, but be super honest. I was like, listen, if you're like a deeper skin tone girly, you're not gonna find anything here. I straight up said it because you want my coverage, I'll give it to you, but on my terms.
Yeah, of
because
course.
obviously it seems so unfair.
Of course.
You invite somebody to come and try something and you can't even provide
Yeah, of
like the
course.
product for them.
Same as clothing brands.
Insane.
Same as clothing brands.
Wow.
Like clothing brands, they invite me and they don't have my size. And I'm like, why am I here?
Exactly.
Why am I here?
All that time wasted of you
Yeah.
getting ready, traveling, going all the way.
I'd rather sit at home and watch Netflix.
Exactly.
To be honest.
I
Yeah.
completely get it. So how does this like make you feel like now that, you know, like you said, you've walked KL Fashion Week, but then you feel like it's kind of stagnant or maybe even going backwards. So how do you feel like as a content creator focusing specifically on body positivity? Do you feel a bit like exhausted?
Yeah.
You're like tired.
I'm tired of screaming.
I can imagine so.
I'm tired of screaming because back then I had the energy to be like, yeah, all that. Brands should represent more. Representation is important. Now I'm like, do you?
Do you?
Do you?
I'm just not
I
gonna
know
bother.
your true colors. I know your true intentions. I'm tired. Do you? I'm gonna do me. That's
I
it.
love that. Unbothered queen. That's what
I'm
she is.
old. I'm tired. I'm old. That's it.
Okay, now when it comes with you know, you're on social media talking about body positivity and even dealing with like whatever issues you have with your body like back then, right? Do you think social media has helped you or kind of made at one point the situation worse for yourself?
It has helped me a lot
Yeah?
because one thing, I choose who to see on my feed.
Oh, okay.
So
Are you muting people? Or are you
I
like just
don't
not even
follow.
following them?
I don't follow like the Kardashians.
Understood.
I don't follow all this. I follow Bella because I really like her,
Yeah.
but I don't fixate it on their body. So I choose who is on my feed, and it has helped me because a lot of people like my size are bigger. They are showing their confidence. They're showing themselves. They're showing how they style their clothes and all that. And I'm like, yeah, cute. Oh my god, I can style like that too. So it's helped me a lot in that sense. But I understand why it has impacted a lot of people negatively because people want to be accepted. And they see this person, this beautiful person with millions of followers, has been accepted by society.
Yeah.
Hence, they follow that person and will aspire to be like them. So I think that's why it has impacted a lot of young women. But I always tell whenever I go to interviews, I'm like, choose who you follow.
Yeah.
Because it will affect your mental health and all that. And you're on your phone 24/7.
Correct.
Yeah, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. So even though people say, oh, it's just content, no, it's embedded in your brain if you look at it in a long time. So yeah, choose who you follow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you don't even realize, right? Sometimes you're just scrolling and you're just like, oh, whatever, but...
Especially TikTok. Last time I'm like, it's not so bad.
Uh-huh.
But then I've been on TikTok and now I'm talking about TikTok slangs. I'm talking about TikTok memes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does affect you.
Doom scrolling is not always great. You never know like what's going to actually impact you and what you're going to be thinking about later on. Sometimes it's like subconscious. You just don't even realize what's happening.
Yeah.
And then you're there.
Yeah, because like a lot of influencers, content creators also are vulnerable with their body image.
Correct.
And they do talk about their body image. And sometimes like some girls will be like, oh my God, I'm very insecure of like, for example, hip dips.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Oh my God. I
didn't know it was a thing until the influencer culture was like, oh my God, hip dips. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh my God, it's plucking insecurities out of thin air.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that too. Growing up, I never thought like stretch marks were an issue. Like personally, I thought they were cool. Because I was like, oh, tiger marks, okay. She looking spicy. And then, when I started using social media, like way more like, early like teens, high school. And I was like, wait, why are people bothered by this, right? And I can't imagine if I was just a little bit younger when I got on social media.
Yeah.
I feel like my whole like viewpoint would have been completely different. I would have like hated it so much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So do you think, you know how some people say like, oh, kids should be exposed to social media, but like safely? Do you think that's a thing? Or do you believe hell to the freaking no?
Hell to the freaking no.
Yeah?
No.
If you had a choice, what age would it be? If you had a choice.
The current rate of social media
Current rate.
Oh my God, 18.
18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very worried if I have a child.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
18
like...
because it's brutal out there. Because let's say, for example, Twitter. Oh. Twitter is very like anonymous.
Yes.
Because people don't know how old you are.
Correct.
On Twitter. You can be spouting nonsense.
Yep.
And people don't agree with you, and then people will attack you.
Yeah.
But actually, you're 18, like you're 16-year-old with a immature opinion. Yeah. But people don't know that you're 16. Yeah. So I'm very protective. Cannot.
It's a hell no.
No.
All right. I completely agree too, man. Like it's just so scary, and like you said, you can control as much as you want, but the internet is a crazy place.
It's a wild, wild west out there. There's no rules.
There are no rules.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mentioned you've been in the game for so long. Do you think over time, people, this is like clients aside, do you think people have genuinely become more accepting of bodies that don't fit the social standards?
And there are clients that accept. Yeah, there are clients that I already have a lovely relationship with, I have a good relationship with, and they always come to me and be like, oh, I really love how you represent, and they continue working with me.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are clients that are like, I just want to use you for exposure.
Faham.
Dip.
Faham.
I'll be like, okay.
What about the community? Like the people that are actually on social media, like just the general society, especially on social media, do you think that they have really been more accepting, or it's just like we have to now because it's like the correct thing to do?
Like the audience.
Yes, the audience.
From my side,
yeah,
I rarely receive a lot of hate comments or negative comments. I don't know whether they have already accepted me or not, or maybe they're just too tired, because if they were to go low, I'll go to hell.
I love that. When they go low, you go lower.
I will go lower.
Yeah.
It depends on the comments. But sometimes I just delete. I'll be like, shut up.
I love that. I don't know why people are so like scared to delete comments. Because sometimes you just gotta protect your peace.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, it's your social media.
Betul.
People won't know unless it's a controversy. Then yeah, people will check the comments. But people won't go and be like, oh my god, she deleted that comment. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Not at all. Unless you've got a super stalker that's checking every single thing.
That's when you call the police.
Yes, that. And maybe tell them, like she said, touch some grass. Okay? So, do you believe that social media is the best form to advocate body positivity?
Yeah, where else?
True. True enough, but it also exposes you to like the negative side of things as well,
Yeah,
right?
of
So
course.
it's almost like a check and balance.
Yeah.
You think it's worth it?
Yeah, of course it's worth it because there's no censorship. Even though there are censorship to some folks, because I know a lot of plus size women that are bigger than me that are dressed a little bit unusual for people to see a plus size woman and they get censored.
Yeah.
Their content gets censored. That is, but they still go on social media and talk about their story because that's the only place they can talk about their story.
Yep.
You won't see it on TV. You won't see it on magazines. You won't see it on radio.
Yeah.
So where else can they talk their story? Social media.
Correct.
Yeah.
Instagram, we need to do a bit better.
It's TikTok too.
Yeah, it's TikTok too. Like, why are you out here censoring videos that really don't need to be censored?
Yeah.
And then you've got some crazy stuff on there, and you're like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people need to be humbled.
Some people
they
like,
need to-
I'm like, what happened to secrecy? What happened to privacy?
Yeah.
Why do you need to tell us this?
Yeah.
Like you know, like
we know some of the TikToks.
yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I really didn't need this information.
And I'll be like,
Sometimes when I watch it, I feel like the auntie. I'm like, oh my god.
these young people,
Yeah.
what are they talking about?
And then I get scared because my mom's on TikTok. So I'm like, oh my goodness, my mom is like watching someone else talk about this
Yep.
or do this. It's painful.
Yep.
It's so painful. Okay. So you've built your community, your followers, your audience. They follow you because they want to watch your content. And, you know, they know that you are an advocate for, you know, a body image, body positivity. How important is this community for you and your own journey in loving yourself and upping your confidence?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Because I think they follow me, a lot of them follow me because they have no one to talk to. They have no one to talk to. They have no one everyday life to see like they're accepted. And I guess the people they surround themselves with has been, you know, degrading them or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of them have told me that, oh, my friends told me that I'm fat. My friends told me, oh, you need to lose weight. My friends told me about this. And I'm like, why are you hanging out with them?
Yeah. Shitty friends.
Why are you hanging out with them? But I guess like they have their reasons. So I guess they see me as like a big sister because sometimes I do school my followers because they
So great. Yeah. I mean, it's like family up in there,
yeah,
right?
I'll be like, why? What
Yeah.
makes you do this? What makes you think is whatever? But yeah, I treat them, they see me as a big sister and I treat them like what a big sister would do lah. Yeah.
How do you feel about that responsibility though?
It's very tiring because suddenly I'm like, suddenly I have so many siblings.
You're like, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
sometimes it depends. Sometimes it does get very tiring because they do trauma dump on you. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not a therapist. But I do pick and choose who to respond as well because sometimes there was a couple of times where I opened the gate and it was just flooding and flooding and flooding.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, you need more than, you need help.
Yeah.
Talking
Like,
to me won't help.
I
but
mean, I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
yeah. So I am very selective on who to talk to. If they are genuine on following me because they really like my content and really like me for me, then I'll talk to them. But if they just like, pretty, I'm like,
Yeah, faham. Understood. Do you, maybe when you were younger, did that come with like a sense of guilt as well? Because, you know, these people are like talking to you and they're trying to, because like you said, they don't have anyone else to speak to, right? And you're only human. So did you somehow feel like, oh man, like, I hope this person's okay?
yeah.
You
That's
know?
the people pleasing tendency.
Yeah.
Back then, I used to talk to everybody in my DMs. Oh.
Yeah, how did you keep up with doing that?
I don't know. Cause guilt. No, not. I don't think guilt. Empathy.
Yeah.
Sympathy, because I was once them. I was once in your shoes, so I know how you feel. So I try to accommodate to them. I try to advise everything. But there comes a point where I'm like, you know what? It's enough. I've already given my advice. You don't want to listen. You don't want to do this. You keep on yapping, complaining, whining. I'm like, I rest my case. Pay me. I'll invoice you my therapy session.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard work. Plus, you're gonna be like
Yeah.
wasting all your not wasting. You're using all that mental energy
Of
to
course.
kind of help them out, and you're dealing with your own things. It's hard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, therapists get paid to listen to people's problems.
And
so.
therapists go to therapy too.
Exactly. So sign up for therapy, like, is that what you're saying? Okay, so just last question before we wrap this up. You've been doing this for a while now. Do you see a change in the trajectory of your content and your presence on social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, back then I was very gung-ho on positive body image and everything. Now not so much, because I already said my story. If you really want to know my story, you can Google me.
You heard that? She got articles written about her. She don't need to talk to you.
I got articles pinned on my profile.
Hey.
It's pinned for a reason. I do talk about body acceptance once in a while, but not every content. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I can talk so much. And I'm sure a lot of my followers also will be like, oh, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do feel that whenever people talk about their body image every time. I'm like, enough. Is that your personality?
Yeah, you've got other things going on in your life, right? Like the more you hyperfixate on something, it's somehow you don't know whether it's going to get worse or it's going to get better.
So I diversify. I'm like, okay, now I have interest on this. So my content is now more broad.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody were to come up to you and say, I'm thinking of becoming a content creator, what would you tell them?
Why?
I said, what would you tell them? Not what would you ask them?
I will ask them why. I mean,
yeah.
If their thing is to say, oh, I want to be famous or popular, I'll be like, oh, okay, it's gonna...
let me tell you something, honey.
Yeah, you're going to sacrifice a lot, because the more you are famous and popular, the more eyes are on you.
Yep, correct.
The more eyes are on you, and the more a lot of negative opinions are going to be thrown at you. Are you built for that?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to be a content creator because you like to create, you're creative, you like to be on camera, or you like to be behind the camera and tell your story, yeah, go for it. Go for it. And it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of networking. It takes a lot of money.
Yep. You're not just earning money, but of course you're spending money too.
You think content creating is free? No. You have to go to locations. You have to prep for shoots. You have to do this. You have to go to events. Events are not free, yeah?
And you have to socialize. You have to socialize.
That's a lot of energy already.
Yeah, we got to practice that PR voice.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So reflecting on your journey, what is something that you will take with you, knowledge, skills, whatever it is, you will take with you as this industry just continues to evolve and continues to be saturated with more content creators? What's something that you would take with you? It's a thinker.
It's a thinker.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing my worth. Because I used to lowball a lot until I got a manager. And she's like,
girl,
what is this rate? And I thought it was high. And she's like, no, girl, how do you pay your bills? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Thank God for that manager.
Yeah, thank God. Now I'm like, okay. So knowing my worth, knowing that my voice matters, even though I thought that it didn't, that my voice do matter. And be genuine, be authentic. People will know you're fake.
Yeah. It's not that hard to see.
It's not that hard to see. You will fake it till you make it in a short span, but then people will see your true colors.
Correct.
Yeah.
It always comes out in the end. It always does.
Yep.
Nalisa, thank you so much for
Thank you
having
for
this
having me.
vulnerable conversation with me. I got to know you so much better and learned so much from you as well. I'm sure everyone watching can take something home with them too. This has been another episode of CultYap. We'll see you for the next one.
Bye.
Bye.